On Friday, we had an engaging conversation with Gender Officer Dion Brown about the Department of Gender Empowerment's week of activities in celebration of International Men's Day. Today, we welcome another member of the department, Mr. Haniff Charles, to zoom in on one of the events. Yes, the BussAPot cookoff. How authentic was that?
I love it. Awesome. That's exactly what we wanted to say.
Good morning again, Haniff, and welcome back to Good Morning, SKN.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be back.
Okay, so the BussAPot, tell us about it.
Yes, so the BussAPot competition, the BussAPot cookoff, is an initiative being held as part of the activities for International Men's Day. And the BussAPot cookoff is for males. We're focusing on males, obviously, International Men's Day. Mr. Morris, I didn't see you in the competition, but next year we'll have you.
There's a whole show on International Men's Day, but that's fine. Fair enough, Hannah.
Yes, but the objective of the BussAPot cookoff is really, of course, to highlight the culinary skills of men, but also to eradicate certain gender stereotypes when it comes to the traditional roles of men, especially in the household.
Yes.
We often subscribe to the notion that the women are the natural caretakers and the nurturers. So they are the ones who are doing more or less the soft skills and the soft labor work, and the men are the ones outside doing, you know, all of the breadwinning. But in this case, we want to highlight the fact that men can also do their thing in the kitchen, and in this case, they can bust a pot, and they're really good at it, right? So we want to showcase their skills in this competition. We also want to change the perspectives, of course, on the role of men. This is one of the outcomes of the competition, that we want to show to men and boys out there that this is something that you can actually do, and it's perfectly fine.
It's interesting that you say that, especially that last part, because you were reminding me back when we were in high school, and or even when you were in high school, when we had home economics as an option, you know the numbers in those classes, predominantly women,
more women than male,
than boys, and now you're kind of flipping it on the head, at least striking to balance it, which is what Dion said when he was here before. Is this the first time this competition is being held?
Yes, this is the actual first edition for the competition, and we do hope that it will continue on into the years. Actually, for this year, the theme is coal pot. It's a coal pot edition this year. So you can come on out and expect to see the men cooking, utilizing the coal pot. You know, bringing back that traditional backyard grandmother kind of theme to it.
That's interesting, and a lot of smoke too.
Not only smoke, so your pot
the smoke will mean that the food will taste awesome.
Good, of course. Oh man, this possible. So why was it? Well, I know you just said, you know, you're, as we said, bridging the gap between gender roles, and the guys know that they can cook too. But what other importance is this cook-off in relation for the men and boys?
Well, as it relates to the gender stereotypes, of course, like I said, we want to establish the fact that, you know, this is not something you ascribe to just the females. Men also need to participate in cooking. It is a life skill for everyone to have. You imagine your home, and that's one of the reasons why I actually started cooking. Imagine your home and you're hungry. Is it that you want to wait until your wife comes home, or your mother comes home, or you just want to be able to get up and say, hey, I need to bust a pot? Right? It's a life skill that you should have. And in this competition, we also want to highlight healthy eating through eating local produce, buying and eating local produce as well.
Nice.
That's definitely an important thing. As you were talking, I remembered, you know, there are some single fathers out there who don't have the luxury of having a grown woman in the house. So they're already doing this. And so it's good to shed light on that as well. Culinary skills, impact on the participants. Are we assuming that the people who are participating in this competition already have culinary skills?
No, actually, not at all. And that's one of the things that we want to highlight, because typically when you find that men are participating in the culinary field, it's almost for income. Of course, leading back to that whole topic of men being breadwinners. What we are trying to say is that, no, you don't have to be the breadwinner. You don't have to do this as a career. This is just something that you may want to do, or just to sustain you. So we're looking exactly at the home chefs. So these men are coming into the competitions. They cook well in the home, and we want to kind of amp up their culinary expertise.
So do you see that that's the qualifier? You have to cook well in the home.
So that means for the next one, you cannot have that as a criteria because my good friend over here, he doesn't really ascribe to the kitchen.
What is she doing, Hannah? I don't know what you're doing.
What are you trying to say?
That's exactly what I'm asking because it's subjective, isn't it?
Right? But no, you can have your culinary experience. We are not limiting you to that, but of course we are trying to promote persons, home chefs.
Okay,
of course, if you're a chef, that's fine. But at the end of the day, our objective is to demonstrate to persons that we are dismantling the whole issue of gender stereotypes. That is, at the end of the day, that's the objective.
One of the things that I like about what you just said as well is that you're advertising about advocating for the use of local produce.
Yes.
That's very important. Ties in with so many things that we've been hearing about food security.
And actually, the main ingredient, this is a very, very interesting one. It is the yard fowl. Yes.
You're busting a pot to the yard
just
fowl.
imagine BussAPot on coal pot, and your main ingredient has to be a yard fowl.
All right, we need to talk because where I live, there are a couple of them flying loose right now. So
Jeremy's volunteering his phones.
somebody needs to collect yard fowl.
Are you volunteering to our inventory?
No, I'm asking for people to come and take them up from behind my yard.
You're volunteering the birds to their inventory.
Anybody in the bird walk, just drive up, okay? You will see them. They're there. Collect.
Wow.
Pluck them off the street.
So that means a pressure cooker is involved in this?
Whatever the chefs, we leave it entirely up to the chefs. They have their coal pot, and they can also use their regular stove top. They use whatever appliances, whatever utensils they need, as long as they produce 2 dishes. One will be a main dish and one an accompanying dish.
Are they cooking alone or do they have sous chefs?
They have sous chefs. So what happened is that we have 4 participants and they're representing their respective communities and assisting them will be their sous chef.
Oh, nice. So, sorry, Jamie, the sous chef have to be boys too?
Yes, it's a male competition where we are promoting males.
Okay, nice.
So we have 4 teams of 2 males each.
And the communities that you mentioned, what are they? If you're
let me just highlight who our participants are. We have Racine Liebert of Molyneux, Kevin Saunders of Atlas, Romaine Stewart of Keyon, and Imran Francis of Bastia.
Was this event publicized prior to now?
No, because this is the first edition. What we had our community ambassadors who are members of the committee who would have sought these persons out. Next year, because we're now putting out the competition, we want to entice persons to participate, and next year we hope to have greater participation.
So registration is officially closed.
Yes. So we're starting out with the 4 that we sought through our community ambassadors, and then next year we're going to open it up now that persons are more aware of the competition.
All right, so when is the competition and where is the competition?
So the competition is on November 27th. It starts at 2 p.m. and it will be held at the Advanced Vocational Education Center.
Okay, nice.
We are happy for their partnership because we will be using part of their hospitality center and the main event will be held on the school grounds.
Nice.
And who are the judges?
Oh, so we're going to have some, I'm not going to say who they are, it's going to be a surprise when you come, you see, but we're going to have some chefs, persons from the community as well. So these are professionals who will be judging our home chefs.
They'll be judging yard fowl.
Yes. Don't knock it. It's a very interesting ingredient. And because it's a very difficult ingredient, it's really interesting to see what the chefs will do with it. Yeah, because, typically...
do we pressure that boy?
And that's exactly because our chefs have about 90 minutes to prepare their 2 dishes. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to work around that, what recipes they'll create to work around that and present it in the 2 dishes.
So are we coming with a defeathered yard fowl?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not gonna come and see them pluck the chicken on site.
Okay.
Listen, all I'm saying is that you can't get more homegrown than a yard fowl.
Yes, absolutely.
He was going in the yard, indeed. Yes, they are everywhere. Listen, I'm accustomed to eating them, so I know how they go. But I've not eaten them since I've moved here.
But like I said, it's very interesting to see because I know typically persons will see the yard fowl being used in like a stew or soup. But it'll be interesting to see what they'll use with their culinary creativity and put it together. Who's gonna come with their little sweet and sour yard fowl, or maybe they'll call it something fancy.
Ooh.
Interesting. Yes. Can you tell us anything about the criteria that you're going to be using?
Right, absolutely. So the judges on the day will be looking for presentations. So the contestants will have to give an oral presentation of their dish.
Nice.
Sense appeal, so we're looking at how it looks, how it's plated, the taste, of course, the smell, the texture, and we are also looking at the authenticity. So what we are saying is that if you create your own recipe as opposed to taking something off of Google, that's what we're looking at. And together that will give you a maximum total of 100 points.
So what is the prize?
All right, so we have partnered with a few business spaces, and we would have gotten almost about $5,000 in prizes, cash and prizes. The winner will walk away with $1,000 and some very attractive prizes. And the second runner-up, but the first runner-up will walk away with $500 along with prizes as well. Okay. And of course, our second and third runner-ups will walk away with prizes.
Nice.
Are there any trophies among them?
Yes, of course.
Our BussAPot winner will be titled.
I can't wait to see that trophy.
The BussAPot champion.
Sure. Okay.
And because this initiative is a partnership between the Department of Gender Affairs and the Ministry of Health's In Your Kitchen initiative, we'll also be featuring that person in the In Your Kitchen calendar, as well as the In Your Kitchen cookbook. And they have an opportunity to participate in the In Your Kitchen competition next year.
Oh, that's good. So it's almost like an automatic placement.
Yes.
I know. I have my idea about how that trophy should look, or whatever it is. Are we going to have any cock-a-doodle-doos on that?
I was thinking maybe we could have the bird trying to get out.
This year, because it's a cold pot, we might do a cold pot, but we'll work our creative juices around it.
Interesting. I can see the woodworkers catching away. So this is a very engaging competition.
It was indeed.
Let's talk about the impact again, not necessarily for the participants now, but for the boys, because also this year the theme focuses on men and boys. So what do you hope the boys will take away from this experience?
Again, because we want to dismantle the whole gender stereotype, we hope that the young boys who are watching, they're saying, okay, I'm accustomed to seeing my mom and my grandmother cook, but seeing my father or seeing my uncle, see someone in the community I'm familiar with doing something, and basically telling me that, hey, it's okay to actually do this sort of activity. It's not a girly event or girly activity or a woman's thing. It's something that all of us have to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to be hungry, you need to eat to survive, you have to know how to BussAPot.
And help control the yard ball population while you're at it. That works too.